Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Kennebunk, Maine. I want to thank you for stopping by tonight. Today is Tuesday, and it's my Tuesday, Teach It Tuesday Facebook Live, where I hope to inspire you and give you some paper inspiration. Hey, Lisa, how are you? If you're hopping on, say hello so that I know you're there. And let me know if you can hear me and hopefully see me okay when I come on. Or see my video, see my hand. And if you're new to my channel, please say hello and let us know where you're from so we can welcome you. And if you are watching the replay on YouTube, please also say hello and let me know where you're calling in from, and say hello because I like to chat with everyone. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You have no kids' sports tonight? On a Tuesday? I miss you, girl. Oh, that's good. That's good. Just check and make sure everything is working. Can you see and hear me okay? Yes, it has been forever. And last week, I thought of you because I was out in my garage cleaning it, and it made me think of you. I had so much stuff, and I was just going through stuff, and I don't know, you just popped into my mind. So I hope you're doing well. I know. Have you been doing any crafting? I hope you have. I hope you've had a chance to do some stamping. A little? Well, a little's better than none. A little is better than none. Miss you at mystery stamping too. We've had some really fun mystery stamping classes. And I know you really like those. We've had some good ones. Okay, I am going to get started and go over a couple of updates. The first thing I wanted to let everybody know is we are having a special running for the month of March, and it's called Savings Are in Bloom. And this sale was a surprise to me. I had no idea this was coming. And we have our mini cut and emboss machine on sale for the first time. We've never had that go on sale. Stampin' Up! Has never put it on sale. And it's on sale right now for 20% off for the month of March. So if you had this on your list and you was thinking about getting it, now is the time to grab it at 20% off. The other part of this Bloom Savings Are in Bloom sale is that they are also offering, in addition to the machine, they're also offering some bundles at 20% off. And as you know, bundles are already 10% off. So at another 20% off, you're getting 30% off on these bundles. And there are all squared away here on the first one. And then you have 3, 6, 9, 12 more bundles on the back page here that are also 20% off in the month of March. And some of these were bundles before, when they, because a bundle is typically a bundle when it first gets released in the catalog that it's released in. If that bundle carries over, it typically does not continue as a bundle. Sometimes it does, and I don't know why, or what the rhyme or reason is, why some do and why some don't. But these ones, there are some that they actually brought back as bundles that were no longer bundles, like the sunflower set. The Garden Wishes bundle is now a bundle again, and the art gallery bundle. But all of these bundles, and they're all good ones, are all 20% off in the month of March. So if you have any of these sets on your wish list, or you want to look closer at what the sale items are, you can go on my website right here, which is www.kellywentworth.stampingup.net. That is my online store. And this is my host code for March. So if you place an order that's under $150, I ask that you use that code because it helps me out. If your order is over $150, do not use this code, as you will get rewards yourself. And I want you to have them. But if you want to go on my website or in my online store and check these out closer, you can. Just click on Savings Are in Bloom. You'll see the banner on my in my online store. So these are really good deals, and I'm going to be using the mini tonight. And I use my mini. I use both of my machines a lot. I love them both. I love how compact they are. But I use my mini. I keep my my large one over here on my high table, and I sometimes craft over at my other table. So I keep my little one over there, and I use it a lot, probably equally as much. So I highly recommend it if you want it, or if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, it is a great way to start. So and then we have this new release. This is called Waves of the Ocean, and this is a beautiful set. That has a stamp set and dies, but it's also currently, it's a suite of products here. And on the back, you can see closely the bundle. So the bundle is going to be in our new annual catalog that gets released in May. So our current annual catalog ends in April already, the end of next month, if you can believe it. But this bundle is going to be in the new catalog, the new annual catalog. But there's also, right now, as part of the early release, there are also other products that go with this bundle that will not be in the annual catalog. And that's the Waves of the Ocean 12x12 Designer Series paper, the Blue Foils specialty paper, which is really good for, putting some foil on the tips of the waves. It looks really pretty. And then the rhinestones, Waves rhinestones. These are while supplies last, or through until the new catalog comes live. So whichever happens first. So if you like this bundle and you plan on getting this bundle, you may want to grab these products while they're available, because these three will not be in the annual catalog. So, hey Christy, how are you? Thank you for joining. We're just getting started. I'm just going over some of the offers right now that's in the catalog. The new Waves of Ocean that's going to be coming out in the new annual catalog in May. And then as a reminder also, we have Paper Pumpkin for March. And if some of you may know, March is Paper Pumpkin's birthday anniversary. So we always have a special offer in our Paper Pumpkin kits in March. And this month, it's going to be a free stamp set in addition to a stamp set that you're already going to get in the kit. So that's your free gift in the month of March for Paper Pumpkin. And if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it's a kit that gets delivered monthly to your door. You can stop it at any time, skip any month. You're not obligated to do it, but if you like to have paper crafting sent to you monthly with clear instructions and easy, if you have a hard time designing or trying to come up with projects on your own, this is a great way to begin. And this one's going, in this kit, you're going to make 9 cards with, you're going to get coordinating envelopes. And this kit is also going to coordinate with a kit that's in the mini catalog currently, which is the New Horizon Suite, which is a beautiful suite of products that I have not used yet, and I cannot wait to get into it. So, hey Maggie, thank you for joining. Hi Ann, thank you ladies for joining. We're just getting started. I'm just going over the specials of the month. No, you're not late, Maggie. You're good. We're just getting started. I just went over some of the specials. If you ladies have any questions about that, you can let me know or reach out to me separately. If you have questions as I begin, go ahead and put your questions in the comment section. I do try to glance over and answer those as I go along. And I am hoping that I can give you some paper crafting inspiration tonight using a beautiful suite in the catalog. And let me get that. Hang on. Okay. So tonight, I'm using, and it's on page 41 of the mini catalog, I'm using the new set called Eden's Garden. You may remember this was an early release back at, I think it was around the holidays. But to be honest with you, I focused so much on my holiday cards, I didn't even get into this and start playing with this until recently. So, but it is a beautiful set. And it is, you'll notice it's a distinctive set. And what that means is you're going to see, if you look at this stamp, this is the big flower stamp in there. You see the highs and lows in this stamp. This is the design of the stamp. It's meant to look almost like a watercolor effect. And when you stamp on it, you're going to get highs and lows throughout the stamp. It's just, they're beautiful. And we have other stamp sets in the book that are like that. And this is the set I'm going to be using. I'm going to put this over there. And this is the actual stamp set. And here are the dies right here. Let me move that. So, and I love, again, I love the sayings on here. Hello there, sending hugs, dear friend, how are you? Let's celebrate. And then there's some leafy, which I absolutely love, leaves. You guys know that from some of the past sets, some of my favorites. And then the dies are really pretty. You can, I mean, you could actually make a wreath out of this big die. You could cut it out. And I actually have this on one of my cards tonight. I used it, but you could cut this out and then, excuse me, and then cut it here in the middle and then pull it together and you can make a wreath. So lots of options with this set, and I love this one here. This is really pretty. This could be a banner, or you can actually put the saying on it. So there's lots of options with that as well. Hey, Ann. Paper pumpkin is awesome. Even craft kits that are set, maybe. Yeah, exactly, Ann. And this month, excuse me, let me have a drink. I don't know if you were here, Ian, when I started my little spiel, but you may remember that March is Paper Pumpkin's anniversary. So this month's kit is going to have an extra gift in there, in your kit, and it's an extra stamp set. So that's really, really nice. So everybody likes the March Paper Pumpkin kit because they get an extra goodie in their little kits. So, okay, we're going to get started. So this is my first card, and I'm going to show you, I did do, I started out kind of doing, your simple card, making my own background with this set. But then I ended up stepping it up a little bit using, and there's the border die, and I'll show you that because I had already taken that out of my kit. But this is simple but elegant. It's not a hard card. So I'm using, let me get my pieces. So I'm using Soft Succulent, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So again, a standard base card. And what we're going to do is we're going to stamp, if you'll see, let me bring this back in. And you see how I'm going to actually just stamp and make my own background on this. So let me get my grid paper. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that, because we're going to be going, you'll see where I actually went off the paper when I did my stamping, and that's by design. Okay, so we're going to use Soft Succulent. So we're going to be tone on tone for that. And I'm going to be using this stamp here. And oftentimes when I do this kind of a technique, I like to kind of start in the middle and then work my way around. So I may kind of go, and you'll notice I just have my card closed on this. And I'm just going to kind of turn my paper. How have you been, Anne? So good to see you. Sorry about last week. I was so frustrated. Oh my gosh. You know, you do so much work goes into doing a Facebook Live. You know, the preparation and it's just, it's frustrating. It really is. Now, the other thing here is, let's see, I'm going to go this way on this one. And you got to remember, I'm going to have a piece of the vanilla going across the bottom, so I don't need to go all the way down. So let's see. And I think I'll put one over there and one more. And I think we'll be good. We'll test it out. Thank you, Christy. So this is vanilla, and this piece right here is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4, and it's made to go, or cut to go right across the bottom like that. Okay, so that's why we didn't have to go all the way down with the leaves. But before we glue it on, if you're stamping, you always want to do your stamping first, because if you make a mistake, you can turn it over, because there's always 2 sides to every piece of paper. And then what's funny is the last couple of weeks I've been doing, you know, quite a bit of stamping, and I'm getting ready for my March class with the Kennebunk Rec Department, and I've been working on these projects, and I probably had to re-ink maybe 4 or 5 of my ink pads, which all of a sudden it's like, oh, I need to re-ink that. Okay, so I'm doing, so on here you'll see I did the hello there, and that's from this set. Okay, so we're just going to stamp that, and I'm actually going to stamp that in Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, I think you guys know this. These are in colors that came out this last year, and we have one more year with them. I absolutely love these 2 colors. I used them a lot at Christmas time. This is really great for Christmas. But I love these 2 colors, and they really go well together. So I'm going to test that. Looks good. And I'm going to bring that, I'm going to do it in the lower right hand part of the paper. Did I get I may have got my head in the way there. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue that down to the front of the card base. What do you think about these colors, Christy? Aren't they pretty? And that's made to fit right up and butt up against the base. So there we go. Then what I did is I took, I believe this is a, this is a 1/2 inch strip of the DSP. Now let me go over the paper. I feel bad about this, but this paper is stunning. And this paper was just like the wave paper, was an early release, and it's not available to buy now, but I am using it because I have it. It's called Ever Eden, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. And it also, we have cotton paper that's not available. To be honest with you, I get very frustrated with Stampin' Up! When they do that, because I think if they're going to bring out this set, it should always be available, but I'm not going to go off on that. That's probably beating a dead horse here. Yeah, it's that color is so pretty for Christmas, and I used it a lot on my Christmas projects. So I am going to put this up on dimensionals because I do want the dimension on the card. I just think, oh. You know what I forgot to do? Ooh. Oh my gosh. You know what I forgot to do? I wanted to put my trim on. I get chit-chatting. Hang on. Let me see if I can save it. Hold on. Look at that. So what I did is, this is the border die. And what I did is I just took a piece of that Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to use my mini because I'm going to show you. The mini, like I told you, is on sale this month. Never been on sale before. Look how compact this is. It's adorable. I love it. It doesn't take up a lot of room. And never been on sale. It was only released just over a year ago. And it's on sale right now for 20% off, which is a great deal. And when you order it, you also get the plates. Okay, so you have your base plate. That goes down, and then you have your first plate. Okay, and what I did is I just took, I just left a little bit of a border there. Okay, I'm going to stick that on there, and then put the other plate there. Yeah, we had a revamp. Stampin' Up! Did a revamp probably, I think it might have been 4 or 5 years ago now. And when they did the revamp, they actually brought back some in colors and past colors that had retired. And everybody loves these colors, these in colors. Everybody really wants them to stay, so we're going to take that off. And what I did is I just so it didn't move, I put a little piece of tape on the back to hold it in place. And I'm going to pull that off and get my little pokey tool here. And this pops right out easily. So this little machine it really packs a punch. So let me get that out of the way. And then look at this. And let me just trim that. Okay, so look at the detail on that. So this die can be used like I'm going to use it, which is just layer it under this layer here. You could use this die and actually do this down the side and have this design down the side. You could do it across the bottom and have this design going across the bottom and cut your paper shorter and have that peek out and have your inside layer showing. There's so many options with this die. You're gonna love this. If you love this set, you're gonna love this. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. And what we're going to do is, let's put this over here. And so I'm going to put just a little bit of glue here and poke that under where I made my boo-boo because I put it on before I should have here. And I really I'm hoping that let me stick that in there. Hang on. There you go. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So I think that adds a nice little interest. And then we're going to take the piece here, which is from that DSP pack, and I wanted to kind of stick that like kind of in between. Thank you, Maggie. And we're going to stick that kind of like in the middle, like that. And then this, what I did is I cut out some of these and I did it in gold. And I did it in soft succulent, and I did it in the evening evergreen, and we're just going to kind of stick them underneath this. And there's no like right or wrong how you want to do that. Stick a little bit of glue on the bottom. Maggie, am I inspiring you with this set? I hope. I know you said you really like it. And then we'll do this one. And we'll stick that down like that. And then I like the gold. Isn't the gold pretty? Isn't that pretty? And we'll stick that. Let me trim that down a little bit. And the whole idea is to have them just kind of poking out from behind. Let me get that in there. Get that over there. There we go. And then let me get my ribbon. So one of the things that I love about Stampin' Up! Is the coordination of products. And with all these in colors, we have this beautiful, this is called Evergreen, Evening Evergreen, and it's the open weave ribbon. And this ribbon is so easy to work with. So if you have a hard time making bows, this folds and bends and works in within your fingers so easily. And then you just kind of move it to the size that you want, kind of play with your bow. Tighten it up. There you go. And then just trim it off. And then I thought I'd put that right there. We're going to use a glue dot. Let me get those. Another necessity in my craft room here. Oh yeah, gold paper is a must-have, Maggie. A must-have. And then we'll just kind of stick that there. Okay, and then these were the garden gems that came with the early release, so I'm going to use those. And I'm going to use my Take My Pick tool, another must-have in my craft room. And we're going to put, we'll put a big one down there, and then we'll put some up here. Now the rule of thumb when embellishing your cards is do opposite numbers. So like 3, or if you're going to do another, do more, do like 6. And that's just a rule of thumb. But what do you think? So that's that one. And then we're going to do the inside also. And I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. Now on this one, I did the leaves on the inside to match the card. And I did that, let's see. I'm going to do that in the Evening Evergreen, the darker one. And that's really all you need. And I'm not sure who I'm sending this to yet, so I'm not going to stamp that, but you can add any stamp that you really want, depending on who you're going to send it to. And then we're just going to glue that down. Thank you, ladies. It's not a hard card either. This is a very simple card. Wait till you see my next one. And if you go over on the edge, it's no worries. You just take your little snips and you can trim that off. If you didn't cut the paper exactly the way. What do you think? You like it? Okay, so now we're going to step it up a little bit more. And let me show you this one. Isn't that pretty? So on this one, I used that big wreath die that I showed you. I also used the, so I used this die here, and I did that in silver foil, and I did the big wreath, and I did that in white. And again, I used the paper, 2 strips of paper underneath it, and then kind of met it in the middle. So again, it's not a difficult card, but again, I think it's very elegant. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, we got to get you back in the driver's seat, girl. I miss seeing your projects. Okay, so we're going to stick that over there. And this time I used the Evening Evergreen as my base. And it's for 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. So just going the other way. It's the same size paper as the other one. You can still get 2 card bases out of this. Okay. And then I used 2 strips of that DSP, and this is 1 3/4 by 5, and you can use either sides that you want. So I'm going to use, so the card's going to go this way. So I'm going to, and I hate to not use the foil side, but it's really, you don't want to take away from, I mean, you could use that side. I'm going to use the back side. I'm going to keep it kind of like my first one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put that on. You're going to leave a little bit of a border, about 1/8 there. And then you're going to see this, so pretty, this paper. Oh my goodness gracious. And then we're going to do this one. And there is going to be a little bit of space here, but don't forget, I'm going to be using my little piece here, and then we're going to have the wreath on there. So, and then here, look at this. Can you imagine this? This is white. Can you imagine this? You can use colored cardstock. You can use foil paper. How pretty this would be in your silvers and your golds at the holiday. And then, like I said, you could also cut this halfway and you can make yourself a wreath using this. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over, and we're just going to put some Tombow glue, and I'm just tapping around. You don't need to touch it all. Go where the bigger space is. Okay. It would make a beautiful wedding card. And then you're just going to position that kind of centered. It's really easy to work with. Maggie says, I love the amount of border that you made around the card. I always use too much paper, so I don't get a border frame like that. Yeah, layers are really important. And Maggie, remind me to touch base with you after, because I have a layer sheet I can share with you that will help you figure out the layers, and it will help you out a lot. So remind me of that separately, and I'll work with you later. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to pop up my, isn't this beautiful? Now you could emboss with embossing powder here if you wanted to. You could stamp on a strip of paper and black, white, whatever, and put a sentiment on there and glue it on in the middle. I chose to use my my punch that has the ovals, and so, but there's many options that you can do with that. So we're going to pop this up. Okay. Yeah, layers are really pretty, and depending on what your project is will determine like what you want for layers. Generally speaking, I mean, you know, you can keep like 1/8 of a layer showing, a quarter. A lot of the layers go down by 1/4 of an inch, but there's no right or wrong. It's really whatever you want, whatever you're doing. We're going to stick that like right in the middle, like that. And then I like the fact that the evening evergreen's kind of peeking through that wreath a little bit. Isn't that pretty? And we're going to make this one a thank you card. Let me get my... I thought I was going to make this a thank you. What did I do with it? Hang on. Oh, there we go. So I'm using thank you. Whoop, hang on here. And because this is photopolymer, you're going to need to use the mat to stamp. So I'm going to use Evening Evergreen. And then I'm going to use the double oval punch. I love punches. Okay. Now I cut to, if you could use the edge of a paper, and it's because that's down in there, it's going to go through the whole thing, or use a strip, and just that way you won't waste paper. I had this out already for this project, so and then I already punched out the green Evening Evergreen, and that will layer perfectly on that. So we're going to glue that down in the center. Like that. And we're going to also pop that up to give it some dimension on that beautiful foil. And we're going to center that right there, right in the center. And then again, we're going to use these beautiful gems to embellish. And we're going to put one here, put one there, whoop, there, and down there. What do you think? Very simple, very elegant card. Not very difficult at all. And I have one more, if you ladies want to stick around. I have one more card that's very, very pretty. I did have 3 cards made for tonight, if you want to hang with me. This one is my 3rd one. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? Now, personally, I love white on white. I think it's very elegant. So what I used on this one is Thick Whisper White. When I'm using white as a card base, unless I'm putting multiple colors, layers on it, I do use the Thick Whisper White. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, standard. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Okay, and then I'm using 4 by 5 1/4, and if you can see, I embossed this. And I embossed this. Can you see that? Is there a glare? I don't know if it's there we go. Can you see that? And I embossed using the Time Worn type embossing folder. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love this. Because you can get that subtle layer, just enough to put something on the background. Can you see it? Okay, and we're gonna glue that down, and I always use my Tombow when I'm putting down a layer that has been embossed, and I do that because the embossing has all these indents from the embossing, and you want to make sure that the glue sticks down, and the liquid glue works really, really well. Then I'm using the Evening Evergreen, and this is 2 3/4 square. And then I'm using, let me see, this is 3 square, and this is 2 3/4 and 3, sorry. Okay, and so what I did on this, and we're going to do some stamping. And I don't know if you can see, but underneath all my stuff, I did that big flower. Can you see that? And it's kind of peeking out from around. Oh my God, that stamp is so pretty. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that on with Evening Evergreen. And I'm using Evening Evergreen because I want to match my Evening Evergreen layer. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and it's going to be a tight fit, so you just kind of move it around to see where you want it to go. Give it a second for the ink to... And do you see the highs and lows? That's what distinctive stamp is. Okay, it's going to have darker shades and lighter shades, and it kind of looks like a like a painting almost. And while I have this out, we're going to go ahead and do the, let's see, dear friend, Sending Hugs. And you see how beautiful that evening evergreen is? Isn't that stunning? It's really, really pretty. Oh, thank you, Christy. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I hope I've inspired you to do some stamping and maybe try a technique that you're not familiar with, or try a stamp set that you're not familiar with. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this square down. And you're just going to see a little bit of the evening evergreen peeking through. And that's all you want, in my opinion. Okay. And then that is going to go up on dimensionals. Well, Christy, we all had to start somewhere, and we all did start somewhere. And all I can tell you is just plug away at it, get a little bit here and there, and you will be amazed at how quick you will build your stash up. All right, okay, we're going to put these up. We want that popped up there. And then you can kind of decide which way you want it. Yeah, exactly, Maggie. There's never enough. Okay, we're going to do it. I'm going to do it this way. Do it like that. Okay, and then we have the sending hugs. And again, we're going to use the oval punch. And we're going to do it like that. And then what I did, so you see how I have all the elements going all the way around, peeking out? So what I did is I put these dimensionals, took the pieces off, okay, and then what I did is I just kind of played with it. So like I put one over here and I kind of stuck it on there like that, and it's actually sticking to the back, okay. And now, oh yeah, I wanted to tell you, I actually cut one of these smaller frames out from the dies. And then what I did is I cut pieces. I just went around and I cut it. And you can just kind of cut it wherever you want. Cut it there. We don't need that little piece. And then maybe cut it like that. And then you can kind of add that accent pieces kind of coming out like that. And then I have a gold one. And literally that's all I'm doing is just kind of sticking them to the dimensionals in the back. And then we're going to do it again on the other side. So I'm going to do that, stick that there, and whoop, stick that. Well, I'm going to do my gold one. Stick that there, and then we're going to poke this one in here like that. See what I mean? And then I did another one to kind of hold it down. So that and that. And we're going to kind of put that like right in the center. And then we're going to get out that beautiful ribbon again. And we're going to make, how are you at making bows, ladies? There we go. This ribbon is so easy to work with. And this just kind of pulls it together and I think adds it. I'm going to trim this one down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and all right. Where'd my glue dots go? You could see my desk here. I've got stuff everywhere here. Oh, here they are. We're just gonna stick a glue dot and then just kind of put it kind of kitty corner. And then, of course, we have to add the bling. And I'm using the same ones. That one. I'll put one up there and maybe a big one. Put right there. What do you think? No, I'm from Maine. I'm a maniac. There. Those are my projects for tonight. What do you think? Do you like them? What do you think, ladies? Do you like them? Isn't this a beautiful set? I mean, really, this is a gorgeous set. And I love distinctive sets because it really the dies do all the work for you. Excuse me, the dies do, but the stamps actually do all the work for you in terms of your stamping. They look watercolor. They look very and when you're using, if you use different colors, it even looks better. I did let me show you one card. Let's see. Let me go back down. I want to show you. So this is using the same set, and what I did is I used daubers, and I used it and I daubed different colored inks on it. So you can use color with this, and it's beautiful, and it just looks very artistic. I think really, really pretty. So I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope that I've inspired you, and it'll give you something to think about in terms of these kinds of cards. Very simple, very elegant cards. And I hope you like this set. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Have a great rest of the evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate you taking the time to stop by, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.